Greetings, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, and welcome back to another video. Back in 2021, there was a woman in the fitness influencer sphere who decided that she wanted to open a women's only gym, and she started her journey towards making that happen. She started a crowdfunder where she was fundraising money to open this gym. She started selling like workout guides really cheap in order to raise funds to make this happen. And over the past 4 years, she has dedicated all of her time to working towards this and making it happen. And a few days ago, she tweeted that she's finally been able to bring that to life. She has the spot, she's been decorating, and she is gearing up to open. And naturally, everyone was really excited. This went viral on Twitter. I saw it a bunch of times, and it was gaining hundreds of thousands of likes, and so many women just being so happy for her and being like, this is incredible, this is amazing, we need more spaces like this. Gyms are obviously a place where a lot of women don't really feel safe. There's so much sexual harassment and objectification and mistreatment of women in gyms, and a lot of women don't go to the gym and don't work out purely because they're afraid. And so it's so cool to have these women-only spaces where women do feel safe and comfortable going to work out. And after tweeting this, people were naturally going and checking to see if this was going to be a trans-inclusive space, because there's a lot of turf shit happening at the moment, we see so much of it. And people found that she had made a tweet back in 2021 that yes, this was going to be a trans-inclusive space. She tweeted saying, "Respectfully, if you have a problem with trans women attending my gym, then you can find another gym to train at. I've discussed this several times before. Trans women are women and also a minority that need to be protected. Please keep your transphobia away." And so people were talking about this and sharing it and getting even more excited and just glad that there was going to be an inclusive space that recognizes and accepts trans women and their struggles, and the fact that, trans women are women who are worthy and deserving of these safe spaces because they suffer at the hands of misogyny and they face objectively more harassment than cis women do. But then, of course, she had to come forward and rectify this and basically completely backtrack, and she posted a video that was her being like, guys, so you're all talking about this tweet I made in 2021 saying it was going to be trans inclusive, but it's actually not going to be anymore. It's actually going to be a single sex female only gym. Ooh. And naturally, that received a lot of backlash. Naturally, people were pissed because what the fuck? You can't just backtrack on shit like that. And it's become a massive conversation. I'm seeing so many tweets and TikToks and things about it. It's been a lot of my timeline for the past few days. And me being me with the channel that I have to insert myself. I have to sit down and I have to share my thoughts and talk about it with all of you. So that is what we are here to do today. And speaking about inserting myself, I would like to take a moment to talk to you about my channel and the future of my channel. As you know, within the past few months, I have had to increase my number of uploads to now uploading 3 times a week, Sundays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And it's a lot. It's a lot. And I have a lot of people telling me if it's too much for you and you're burning yourself out, then just take a break. You don't have to upload that often. And I so wish that that was true. But unfortunately, this is my job. And I have had to be fighting so hard against the YouTube algorithm recently, but because I talk about a lot of sensitive topics, YouTube has just really been beating me down and keeping me completely out of the algorithm. And so in order to make ends meet, I have had to increase the number of uploads that I do. And it is a lot, and it really means that, I have to focus so much on getting so much content out that I don't get to focus on as much quality of the content as much as I would like to. I would love to be able to decrease the amount I upload and be able to focus more on video ideas and put out higher quality content. And in order to do that, I really need the support and the engagement. And so if you would like to help me in being able to continue doing this and then also making better quality videos and providing you with the content that I want to make and that you want to see, please do subscribe. If you are subscribing, you are telling YouTube that you enjoy watching my videos and you want to watch more of my videos, which then helps push the videos out to more people. And also, obviously, it means that you will see more of my videos as well. You will not miss my videos, especially if you hit the little bell button. Over 50% of you are regular viewers but are not subscribed, so that might be you. Check. Maybe you think you're subscribed and you aren't. I would really appreciate if you do check. And also, while you're down there checking, if you could please leave a like and comment as well. That genuinely helps so much. Like, I know everyone always says it, but when you like a video, it is telling YouTube, again, that you enjoy the video, which then pushes it out to more people and shows more people like, hey, people like this video, maybe you will too. And commenting does the same, but on an even greater scale, because it shows that you like really care. And it pushes it out to more people still. And if you are able, I understand that most people aren't because difficult financial times, cost of living crisis, you know, but if you are able to, I also do have a Patreon, which is patreon.com/savvycat. And if you could support me there, that would genuinely be so incredible and help so much. It starts at only £1 a month. And for that, you get my videos 1 to 5 days early and without any ads for those days. So if you're interested in supporting me even a little bit and getting my videos without ads, because I know I have to put quite a few in them, then that is perfect and that helps out so much. The link is in the description. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you for all of your support and for watching my videos, and I hope that you continue to enjoy the content that I put out. Thank you so much for your support. And I hope that you enjoy this video and all the videos to come. So after people talking about her being trans inclusive started circulating, she obviously waited a day and then came out with her response, which was backtracking. And the way she backtracked was through uploading a video that was her standing in her bathroom, and it was 1.5 minutes of her just explaining, like, you've all got it wrong. I know you think that it's trans inclusive, but it's actually not. Let me tell you why. And we're gonna have a watch of this video and we're gonna dissect it because there's a lot that needs to be dissected.
In 2021, 4 years ago, I made a tweet, and the tweet referenced my women's only gym, the Girls Spot, and being trans inclusive. Now, when I made that tweet in 2021, I had just announced my plans to open a women's only gym. I hadn't thought out the vision or the mission or what it would entail, but all I knew is that I wanted to open a gym. We are now 4 years later, and I have had a great deal of time to figure that out. The Girls Spot Gym exists as a safe space for women because women are facing gym harassment, sexual assault, and sexual violence inside of gyms. And I know that because I'm a victim of it. So the meaning of the Girls Spot Gym is now entirely different.
So yeah, this seems like a very valid thing, right? Like, women face sexual harassment and assault inside the gym. That's so true, and it's so horrible, and I'm so sorry that you were a victim of this as well. I don't, however, understand what that has to do with trans women, because trans women face harassment and assault as well. I'm willing to say that trans women face harassment at an even higher level than cis women do. So I'm not entirely sure where you're coming from about this being a reason why trans women aren't welcome in your women's only space.
And I say this to say that whilst we are a gym, inside we are focusing on self-defense classes, Muay Thai, boxing classes, as well as workshops and activations around PCOS and training on your menstrual cycle, all of which occur to biological women.
Okay, so self-defense, trans women also benefit from learning self-defense. As previously stated, trans women face like harassment and assault at a higher rate than cis women do. Like, they are more likely to be a victim of this than cis women are. Like, they need self-defense just as much, if not more, than cis women do. So I don't really understand how this is a reason why trans women can't be included in your gym. And also going into like, it's classes around hormones and like PCOS. Okay, so then they just won't attend the classes that don't apply to them. Like, when you go to a gym, I'm not held at gunpoint, like, you have to take this class. If you're at this gym, you have to take this class that's on right now. I just don't take the classes that don't suit me. I don't really do any classes because I feel anxious in group settings. So, like, they can just I don't know, not take the classes that aren't applicable. And also, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but not all cis women have PCOS, obviously. Not all cis women menstruate. Like, this is selective for specific cis women too. So I don't know why trans women are being excluded.
Majority of the women who are seeking my women's only gym, the Girl Spot, are coming here because they have faced some level of gym intimidation or sexual violence and assault that has been perpetrated by men. So as the owner of the gym, it is very important to make it clear how my women's only gym will be operating, and it will be operating as a single sex space for biological women.
So I'm sorry, what I gathered from this here is that you were saying that since women are coming in here as a refuge from men, trans women aren't allowed, which is you then implying that you view trans women as men. I just hope that you are aware that that is what you're saying. That you are saying that because women are here to escape from men, trans women are unwelcome. I need you to say that to yourself over and over, because this woman insists on the fact that she's not transphobic. So like, I need her to think about this for a moment.
Now, we do believe that everybody deserves a safe space, and there are many gyms that are starting to have mixed cubicles and changing rooms so that individuals can feel safer and more included in these environments. But the Girl Spot gym as a standalone is a female-only gym because it is imperative that I stick to the vision and the mission and ensure that these women feel safe.
So you're sticking to the mission that women feel safe, but not trans women though. Trans women can feel safe other places. They're not allowed in this place. They have to find their own space to feel safe in. They're not allowed in a space with other women because they're not women. Is that what you're saying? Because that's what it sounds like you're saying. And if you're making a women's only space and are not including trans women, it's not a safe space for women, is it? It's a safe space for some women. You're picking and choosing which women it's safe for. And I don't think you're thinking about the repercussions of this and what it implies, because I have some questions, and a few people have raised these questions and concerns, being one, how are you checking this? How are you enforcing this? Do you have to bring your birth certificate when you enroll for this gym? Are you doing genital inspections? Are you doing DNA tests? Because people get new birth certificates with changed genders. People get bottom surgery to change their genitals. So the only way to genuinely fully know is if you do a freaking DNA test. Are you doing that? What is your plan here to enforce this? Because all that's going to happen is transvestigating, where cis women are going to be called out and signaled out, being like, you aren't feminine presenting enough, so I don't believe that you're a real woman. You're not welcome here. All that's going to be happening is that women are going to be forced to present themselves in a societally feminine way in order to be welcome in this gym, or they are going to be accused of cross-dressing, which is not what a trans woman is, obviously, but it just means that no women are going to be feeling safe. Everyone is going to have to be presenting, and you're just creating a space that is safe for no one except TERFs. You are creating just a bigoted space where women, both cis and trans, do not feel safe. After this, obviously, it spiraled out of control a little bit, and this was when a lot of people started coming in and getting mad and accusing her of being transphobic, because she is transphobic, and she was upset. She was so hurt by the fact people were calling her transphobic. She came and uploaded another video. Firstly, she deleted that video, and she came and instead uploaded another video that is 5.5 minutes long of her just doubling down on this and completely going in even harder and honestly making it worse. She's trying to defend herself and say that she's not transphobic, and she wants you to really understand why she's making these choices, but all she's done is make herself look worse. So let's have a look at what this other video is and what she says in this video to try to defend herself.
I just want to come on here and address everything that is circulating on the internet right now. And it's very heavy, it is a lot, and I think a lot has also somewhat been misconstrued. And for anyone that doesn't know what I'm talking about, essentially I posted a video and I said that my women's only gym, the Girl Spot, will be operating as a single sex space. So it'll be female only. So at this current time, it won't be trans inclusive. And I want to preface and say that this decision was not made lightly. It took me 4 years to make this decision, and I spent a great deal of time speaking to trans women. I spoke to charities, I spoke to Muslim women, I spoke to so many different communities about this topic.
You spoke to a good deal of trans women over the past few years, a whole bunch of different women in charities. I'm curious to know how many trans women you spoke to, because I don't think I could name any trans women who are going to sit here and be like, no, I don't want to be included in your women's only gym. There are no trans women that are going to be telling you they don't want to be included in women's only spaces unless the trans women themselves are TERFs and are struggling with some internalized transphobia. Because that is a thing. So you did not poll a large enough group of trans people unless also you were going into it and you were enforcing your transphobia and pushing that to the point where they were like, you know what? I actually don't want to be involved in this space based on who you are as a person and how you're pushing it. So like, it's really one of those two options. And either way, regardless, I don't think you polled enough trans women.
And what really saddens me is that so many people are saying that I'm transphobic. I thoroughly researched. I seeked legal advice. I spoke to communities. I spoke to trans women themselves, which I found very important to do so, to see how to navigate all of this, because I am not trans.
Being upset that so many people are calling you transphobic is so funny because, like, you are transphobic. You are being transphobic right now. I literally, like, what do you think transphobia is? Like, can you explain the actions you were taking and the things that you were saying and tell me how it isn't transphobic? Because you are discriminating trans women from a women's only space. That's like the definition of transphobia. It's you being like, you aren't a real woman. You don't belong with other women. That's literally what transphobia is. How can you be here being like, people are saying I'm transphobic and that's not the case? It's really upsetting because I love trans women. I love trans people. I think trans people deserve to be safe. Just not with other people of their own gender. Do you hear how you sound right now? Like, are you listening to yourself? Like, I just need you to reflect on what you're saying and understand that the reason people are calling you transphobic is because you are saying and doing transphobic things. Like, maybe you don't view them as men. Like, maybe you aren't viewing trans women as men, but you also aren't viewing them as women. Viewing them as a secret third thing does not mean you're not transphobic. Like, just because you don't see a trans woman and go, that's a man, that doesn't mean you're not transphobic, because you're also not looking at a trans woman and going, that's a woman. You are going, trans woman, like, separate. That's not what this is. Cis women, trans women, all women. The like prefix is like unnecessary, you know? We're all just women. We're all just women. The cis and trans are like descriptors, but they are not integral to like presentation and our genders. They are women. We are women. You can't view trans women as like a separate thing, because that is invalidating their gender and that is inherently transphobic.
Obviously, the decision to make it was not based on excluding any individuals. It wasn't based on malice, nothing of the sort. The decision was based on the simple fact that I have been sexually assaulted inside of a gym. That is why I stand here as a women's only gym owner.
But it's fine if that happens to trans women. Like, I'm so confused by this justification. Like, I am so sorry that you have been assaulted in a gym. Like, it's truly terrible, and I'm really fucking sorry that that happened. It's horrible, and it shouldn't happen. It shouldn't happen. You have created this space for women to get away from men. Trans women are also being harassed and assaulted by men, and you are denying them of a space to escape from them. You are saying, no, this is our safe space. You aren't allowed here. You can continue being harassed and assaulted by men because we don't want you in our space. The people who are harassing and assaulting you are not trans women. They are also victims of this because they are also women, and they are discriminated against even more so. They feel less safe than cis women do. They feel unsafe around a lot of other women as well. Like, you are denying them of a safe space. You are standing here and saying over and over again that you are not transphobic, but that you are opening this space for women to escape from men, which is implying that you view trans women as men. You don't view them as safe. You think that trans women are putting you in harm's way because they aren't women. and yet you are unaware that that's how you're sounding, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. You know exactly what you're saying. And if you don't, I need you to really stop and think and listen to yourself and understand that like what you are saying is harmful. I imagine that like as much as she's standing here and saying that, you know, she cares about women and protecting women and making people feel safe and have this safe space, ultimately the decision to backtrack on her initial trans inclusivity comes down to a monetary reason, right? It's because of a profit. And looking at the current political climate, she thinks that this is the way to do that. If she is openly being like, this is single sex gym, females only are welcome, that's going to bring in more money because the political climate right now is very anti-trans women. And so that feels like the best way to get money. But I think what so many people are unaware of is that like this incredibly loud TERF rhetoric is just a very loud minority. Like most people are either allies or neutral and just don't care. Like you are going to lose more clientele over saying that you're against trans people than you are going to gain. And the ones that you do gain, it's fully just bigoted women. And you seem like the type of person, based on what you're trying to present anyway, that don't want a gym full of bigots, and yet that is the environment you are now fostering. You are filling a gym space with TERFs who are hateful individuals. You want to stand here and say that you are not transphobic, and yet the people you are filling your gym up with are transphobic. The people who want to support you now are the ones who hate trans women. They're the ones who are going to make trans women feel unsafe. They are the ones who are going to be policing other women and judging whether people are feminine enough to be included in this space. You have not made an inclusive environment. You have made a very exclusive environment where women are not going to feel safe because you've driven away all of the people that care about inclusivity and supporting other women and have created a place for people who have superiority complexes and want to judge other women based off of superficial things. Because of this decision and talking about like single sex gym space and stuff, obviously it's meant that a few trans men have come forward and being like, okay, so am I welcome in your gym then? Me, testosterone filled, muscly man, am I allowed in your gym since I am a biological female? And naturally she's completely ignored that because everyone always ignores the existence of trans men in these conversations because it doesn't fit their narrative. It's so funny because the only response that these trans men have been from TERFs being like, oh, so you acknowledge that you're not a real man. And they're like, no, you literally are so stupid and not understanding the point at all. The point is that I am a man, but I was born female. So does that mean I'm allowed? Because I doubt that they're going to let trans men in either. Because these women aren't going to feel safe around trans men because they're men, right? And unless you're doing like full genital inspections or like DNA tests or whatever, you aren't going to know. You aren't going to know that they a biological female. You're not going to know that they're AFAB, are you? Due to this complete 180, she is under fire for how she raised the money to open the gym. Because as I said, she raised the money for this gym through fundraising and through selling fitness guides. And all of this was done under the pretense that this was going to be a trans inclusive gym. This was a women's only gym. She had never once in the past 4 years said that trans women weren't going to be included. In fact, she explicitly stated that they were. And she raised around 50 grand to open this. And she raised that through the past 4 years of doing active fundraising. And naturally, people were really upset about this because obviously people were giving money to this cause thinking that this was going to be an inclusive space for all women. And then after donating money and having raised all this money, coming out and being like, just kidding, this isn't for everyone, naturally, people are gonna be pissed because that's false advertising. Like, people who are donating to this could have been trans women that thought they were going to be getting a safe space. You know, like people were giving their money to a cause that they believed in only to then turn around and find out that that's not what the cause was at all. And that these women who possibly donated their own money aren't even allowed to go to this space. She made a thread yesterday explaining that, you know, it's not even that big of a deal, and she didn't even raise that much money through the crowdfunder, so people are making a big deal out of nothing, but she will give refunds to you if you really want one. You just have to prove that you donated to the crowdfunder. I'll read you the thread. I'd like to bring clarity regarding donations to my women's only gym, The Girl Spot, from a GoFundMe campaign started in 2021. From 2021, when I publicly spoke about being trans inclusive, until March 9th, 2025, there have been 89 donations in total from the public, with donations averaging £13. The total donation amount from the public outside of family and friends was £1,190. The truth is, I contributed £50,000 of my own money to make the Girl Spot a reality, and donations didn't come from one singular community. I recognize that some donors feel differently given the recent updates about how the Girl Spot will be operating, and I want to respect that choice. If you've donated to the Girl Spot GoFundMe page and would like a refund, please email support@thegirlspot.co.uk with a screenshot of GoFundMe confirmation email, which will include your full name, donation date, and donation amount. After verifying your donation, you will receive a 5-digit code to confirm your request. Once confirmed, your refund will be processed via bank transfer. Full name on the GoFundMe must match the full name on the bank details provided. I have always been transparent about fundraising for the Girl Spot, and I genuinely want everyone to feel supported. I know this conversation has been difficult for some, and I hope we can all continue advocating for spaces where people feel safe and respected. This is so twisting the truth. This is not true, okay? Sitting here and being like, I only raised £1,000 through GoFundMe, so like, you're all being over dramatic. Most of the money came from my own pocket. Don't do that, because that's bullshit, all right? The money you raised through the GoFundMe is not the only money that you raised from people for this gym. Like a week ago, before all of this happened, she made a thread of how she made this possible and how she raised the money to do it. I wrapped up the fundraising in April 2024 and concluded at £45,000 raised in just over a year. Every last penny went into the Women's Only Gym Fund. And that was from promoting her beginner gym guides. So she would post, like, in her Instagram stories, she had like a whole highlight that was called fundraising, where you could access guides for like a beginner gym guide for £3, 1 week full body routine for £4, 4-week glute guide for £10. And she posted on the 12th of April that she has raised £45,000 from selling these guides, with over 10,500 people purchasing them. And on this, by the way, it says it's fundraising several times. It's in the story highlight called fundraising. At the bottom, it says join the fundraiser. She is promoting all of her fitness guides as fundraising for the Girl Spot. Every single pence you give her is going towards funding this gym. Just because you're giving them a product for it doesn't mean it's not fundraising. Come on. And I'm curious, when she said, like, I put £50,000 of my own money into that, is that this money that you're talking about? Is the £50,000 just the £50,000 you made through fundraising? But because you were selling a product, it's separate and now it's your money, not fundraising money? That's still fundraising money. Like, you put £45,000 of fundraising money here. You took money from 10,500 people. I know individually you did not take that much money from each person. Like, £3 to £10 isn't a massive donation. That's like a good amount of donation. Everything counts, obviously. Making £3 to £10 donations and raising 50 grand, like, that's incredible. However, you are still selling that product to people thinking that this was an inclusive gym. When you're advertising your product, the only information these people have is the information that you have given them. And you made that tweet in 2021 saying that it was going to be an inclusive gym, and you hadn't said any time between then and now that you were not going to include trans women. And like, just because you didn't say anything doesn't mean you're not false advertising. Omission of the truth is still lying. I personally would see someone fundraising for a women's only gym, and I would think that that includes trans women, because trans women are women. If I'd have known about this, I possibly would have bought one of those guides to support this cause. And then if I found out that the cause that I paid for something for, like, I don't give a fuck that I got something in return for it. If I found out that I paid for something from someone who is going to use my money to create something that excludes trans women, I would be so upset because I was lied to. I was taken advantage of. And how many of the women who have bought these gym guides are in the same boat? How many of them are trans women who are so excited to see a space in London where they can enjoy this beautiful women's only gym and have support with other women? How many of them are people like me who want to support having a safe women's only gym for women that is inclusive of everyone? How many are like allies that want a safe space for women that includes their trans sisters? How many of them are people who are actively transphobic? Probably not that many, to be honest. I'm willing to bet that most people who bought these guides under the pretense that this was going to be a women's only gym, meaning all women. And if you were to offer refunds on everyone who supported you through fundraising of any means, you would lose a lot of money. But you're not going to do that. You're not going to acknowledge that that is the issue. Based on the fact that you made this tweet being like, the GoFundMe didn't actually even make that much money, you're all making a big deal out of nothing, but I'll give you your refunds. But you didn't even mention the fact that most of your fundraising was done through these guides. You're not going to sit here and be like, if you bought one of my fitness guides and you were expecting an inclusive gym, I will give you a refund, because you know. You're not going to do that. And even then, like, you'd have to post that on Instagram as well. And I doubt that you're going to reach out to your entire audience with this information, because I'm sure a lot of people are still in the dark about this and they aren't going to know. This was a massive thing of false advertising and taking advantage of people and stealing money. Like, I don't care. That is exactly what just took place. Ultimately, this project had such a good heart. Like, this idea is beautiful, and I think that, like, women's only gyms are such a beautiful place. And the way that it was decorated, like, it's all, like, nice and pink and with hearts and things. It's very feminine, but, like, it's so lovely and it seems so peaceful, and, like, such a wonderful idea with even, like, the classes tailored to your cycle and, like, having all these self-defense classes and stuff. I think in general, it seems like such a wonderful idea, and it's something that I would have been interested in checking out myself. Like, it's kind of in the area that I live. Well, it's in the city that I live. And, like, I would have been so interested in checking it out. And then after all of this, absolutely not. Not going near it with the 10-foot fucking pole. It could have been so beautiful. It could have been such an inclusive place and a place for all women to feel safe. But instead, it is going to be a place that fosters misogyny and transphobia and bigotry. It's going to be centered around misogyny and society's idea of what femininity is, and it's just going to be a judgmental place. It's going to be full of whispers of, is that a real woman? It's going to make women feel excluded because they have to reach a bar of women enough in order to attend. It has lost you a large clientele, and it has lost you the clientele that is going to make women feel safe, because you've lost all the non-judgmental people. You've made a safe space for TERFs and a place for bigotry to thrive. Trans women are once again left to fend for themselves with nowhere to go. They've been excluded from yet another place. They don't feel safe in mixed gyms, but they aren't allowed into gyms for women. So they're just left to fend for themselves with, they're not allowed to take self-defense classes apparently. Those are only for cis women. They're not allowed in safe spaces. They just have to suck it up and deal with it. I don't wish this woman harm, and I don't even necessarily wish her failure. I just hope that she reflects. I hope that she is able to witness the type of environment that she is fostering in this place. And I hope that she learns and understands that what she is creating is a place for bigotry. It is a place for negativity and just exclusivity. I hope that she is able to reflect and understand that what she is doing and saying is transphobic, and she is actively causing harm to people, and like it is harming her business model. Even if you want to take it down to a purely capitalistic success standpoint, it is harming her business model, and I hope that at the very least that knocks some sense into her, if we can't rely on her humanity. I just hope that she gets a wake-up call. I hope that she rethinks this, and I hope that she changes her mind, because it really could be something so beautiful. And it's so upsetting to see that she has turned around and become just another TERF and another woman who doesn't view trans women as women, because it fucking sucks. Trans women are women. That's the end of story. There's nothing else needs to be said about it. Trans women are women, and they deserve safe spaces. They deserve to exist along with other women. We are all in this together. We all face adversity. We all face oppression due to our gender. We all face harassment and assault. We all struggle at the hands of the patriarchy. Trans women are actually impacted on a greater level. So to exclude them is just actively wishing harm on them and telling them that they don't deserve safety, despite what you may say. I truly hope that we are able to create more spaces like this that are inclusive, because genuinely I would love to go to an all-women's gym. I know that some of them exist. I haven't really looked that much into them, I suppose, but I presume they're quite expensive. But like, I don't know. I feel like we need spaces like this. We need more women-friendly spaces, women-only spaces, especially things like gyms. I didn't go to the gym for so long because I was afraid. I don't really go to the gym that much anymore because I don't have the energy. But like, I spent a long time being afraid of the gym. I've had bad experiences in gyms before just because like you can feel uncomfortable. They're so masculine sometimes, you know, you have to time it right to like be there at the right time when there's not too many men, whatever, you know, it just can feel so uncomfortable and so awkward. And I feel like having these women's only gyms are so nice. And it would be nice to see some that are like so inclusive. Trans women deserve safe spaces with other women. That's really the main takeaway here. A massive thank you to my Kiwi Cat patrons: Bobby, Ellie, Chris, Samuel, Knitting Menace, Radsack, Mr. Noodle, Lady Nutbar, Ella, Queen Glimmer, River, Phenomenally, Jesse, Phil the Duck, Uh-Oh, It's Craiglow, Blaze, Blue Kitsune 24, M.A. Ping the Games, Joy, L. James D, Prismatic, and Beckett. I love and appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for joining. And if anyone else would like to be on Patreon, you go to patreon.com/SavvyCat, click the top link in the description. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, The Queer Kiwi, and Twitter, That Queer Kiwi. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe. Keep fighting. I love you. Mwah. When you close your eyes, you replay